Arab foreign ministers meet in Cairo to seek a common position on Israel's assault on the Gaza Strip. Is it time for putting aside their differences? And what would it take to act to end the Gaza suffering? This is Inside Story. Hello, I'm Nick Clark. Reconciling the Palestinian factions has been an issue high on the agenda of the Arab foreign ministers gathering in Cairo. Secretary General Amr Moussa called for an immediate meeting of rival Palestinian factions, while the Saudi foreign minister, Saud al-Faisal, said Israeli attacks on Gaza would not have happened if Palestinians were united. The meeting took place in the midst of public criticism of the official Arab regimes in most Arab capitals. Mohammed Shakir has more.
We in Egypt cannot be part of this plan or this division by opening Rafah crossing point in absence of the Palestinian Authority or EU observers in conflict with the 2005 agreement.
The entire Arab-Israeli conflict has been reduced to the opening of the Egyptian border crossing with Gaza. This seems to be one of the main focus issues the Arab foreign ministers are discussing in their emergency meeting Wednesday. But the Egyptian statement raised strong doubts about even this tiny goal. They are also meeting to discuss what to do about the war on Gaza and whether to hold an Arab summit. But even before the meeting took place, there have been pessimistic predictions of what it may produce.
Israel is striking since the beginning of war on Saturday and continued till today, while the Arab foreign ministers are meeting on Wednesday. By then, Israel's mission is accomplished. Massacre is done, destruction is done, and genocide is done, while we will convene to merely condemn and renounce.
The Gulf Summit was convened without tangible results, and so will the Arab Summit. All the Arab leaders convened. What have they done? Only condemned, denounced, and appealed. But this is what anybody else can do, even non-Arabs. Arabs have the right to do more. Any action they take under the Joint Defense Charter is legal under the international law.
Meanwhile, the Arab streets everywhere from Morocco to Bahrain have been condemning the Arab official position, accusing the Arab government of colluding against Palestinian resistance to occupation.
Where are you, Arab leaders? Gaza is dying. Where are you, Arab leaders?
Thousands took to the streets, feeling desperate, burning effigies of Arab figures. The split in Arab positions for and against the summit reflect the rift among Palestinian factions. Reuniting the Palestinians' position was a major point in the Egyptian-Turkish initiative, which called for a ceasefire and reopening of all the border crossings with international monitoring. Meanwhile, blood continues to shed indefinitely. Mohammed Shakir for Inside Story.
Well, joining us today are our guests in London, Abdul Bari Atwan, editor of the London-based Pan-Arab newspaper, Al-Quds Al-Arabi. In Beirut, Amr Hamzawi, a senior associate at the Carnegie Endowment in Washington, D.C. Welcome, gentlemen. Thanks for joining us on the programme. Now, Abdul Bari, first of all, let me ask you, previous joint Arab efforts on Gaza have failed. Has the urgency of this situation we're faced with right now galvanised Arab leaders towards creating a meaningful way forward? Has any progress been made at this meeting in Cairo, do you think?
I'm extremely pessimistic. I don't believe this meeting will produce any results which the Arab masses are expecting from them. We can see they were reluctant to convene this kind of foreign minister meeting, and there is no any sign that the Arab Summit conference will take place. It seems the Arab are waiting for the Israeli to complete their job and to massacre as many Palestinians as they like to massacre. And after that, maybe they will, intervene, saying that we condemn these kind of atrocities, Israeli atrocities. I noticed that Amr Moussa, the General Secretary of the Arab League, he hinted that they are going to Security Council to look at these problems and to intervene. This is actually is a routine when you look at the Arab regimes. They always look at United Nations. They are always look to somebody else from outside the region to intervene and do the job for them. So I'm completely pessimistic.
Amir Hamzawi, would you agree that some Arab leaders are turning a blind eye to the attacks on Gaza in the hope that Hamas will be ousted?
Well, most of them are turning a blind eye to what has been happening in Gaza over the last 4 days. And they have different motivations. There are some Arab leaders, I mean, you can classify them by looking at the so-called Arab moderate camp, or the camp of the Arab moderates, basically composed out of Egypt, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, plus different GCC countries. Yes, they do have an interest in at least diminishing Hamas political power in Gaza and limiting Hamas military capabilities, which were anyhow before the Israeli attacks quite minimal as compared to Hezbollah, which is a resistance movement as well. And there are other leaders who are basically not interested in investing diplomatically or investing otherwise in finding a way for Palestinians out of the current massacre which Israel has been committing over the last 4 days. So there is a clear lack of interest at the Arab official level, which is the reason why Arab masses, Arab citizens are so frustrated with the official performance of Arab leaders and Arab governments. Let me highlight a second point, which is there are real divisions in the region as of now, and we have been witnessing many signs of how substantial the divisions in the region between Arabs are. Just notice what happened 2 days ago, the clashes between Hezbollah on the one side and the Egyptian government on the other side, different clashes between Syria on the one hand and Arab moderates, primarily Egypt. There are real inner Arab divisions which are hindering and limiting Arab capacity to play out their cards, their limited cards anyhow, to stop Israel or to urge the international community, which is silent as well, to interfere.
Okay, we've been looking at some pictures while you were speaking there of the appalling scenes there in Gaza whilst this Israeli onslaught is going on. I'm just going to show you some more pictures now of the rallies that have been taking place around the world, the protests that have been taking place, primarily, of course, in the Arab region. They've been held pretty much since hostilities have started, demonstration right across the world, and as I say, in the Arab world. A huge amount of condemnation from the so-called Arab street. Abdul Bari Atwan, why does there appear to be such a division between what the people want and what they're saying and their respective leaderships?
It is very simple, because the people on the streets never elected those leaders. Those leaders are imposed in their own people with a different agenda. Usually they are trying to neutralize United States, try to establish a relation with Israel, normalize a relation with Israel against the approval of the Arab streets. If the Arab people actually elected those people, they will say to them, look, let us discuss these kind of policies. If the Arab streets has some sort of participation on the political process, it could be a different matter. But the problem is, those people are not elected. They are imposed on the Arab streets, on the Arab people, and they do the policies which help them to stay in power as long as they can, and also to even surrender this power after that to their children. So that's why we can see a huge gap between the streets of the Arab world and those leaders. And if you look at them, most of them are aging and ill and sick and unfit to rules. But despite that, despite these facts, they are still there, and they pretend they are in control and they are fit to rule. How can you rule an area with sick people, with aging people, aging leaders who are actually surrounded by doctors, not by experts, not by thinkers?
Okay, well, at the Arab League, this initial Arab League meeting, we might call it, there was a lot of emphasis on the Palestinians to put their own house in order, to unite and resolve their differences. And given what's happened there in the past, that's fair enough, isn't it, Amir Hamzawi?
Well, it is, definitely. The fact that the Palestinians have been into inner Palestinian fighting and conflicts since 2 years now, and especially definitely since last summer, June 2008, have limited the capacity of Hamas and of the Palestinian Authority to stand against Israeli attacks and attempts. And we are, in fact, looking at a Palestinian landscape where the Palestinian Authority at least is expecting some gains out of limiting Hamas military and political capabilities in Gaza. So solving the inner Palestinian fighting is key. However, it should not be simply put on the Palestinians, because Arabs in general, officials in the Arab world, have been extremely high on rhetoric, very low in actions when it comes to helping out the Palestinians in Gaza. So it's not only inner Palestinian fighting which need to stop, but it's also inner Arab fighting which need to stop. And let me also highlight a misleading argument which has been used extremely extensively over the last days by Arab officials, saying, well, we have binding international treaties, Egypt, Jordan with Israel, and we can do nothing about it. But no one is asking Arabs to declare war against Israel. But there are a lot of ways between declaring war against Israel and using the cards which you really have diplomatically and politically to press Israel and the international community to get more interest in what's happening. The massacre which is going on, no one really took a key step to stop it.
Of course, all this is very much hypothetical because the battle, as it were, is still going on. And Hamas, they may be beleaguered, but they're still very much in the game, aren't they, Abdul Bari?
Let me first talk about this Palestinian infighting or Palestinian division. It is purely excuses by the Arab leaders not to do anything about it. I would like to remind you also that when Jenin refugee camp massacre took place, the Palestinians were united and Arafat was there. So the Arab, they want to be seen as powerless, disabled of doing anything, and in order to justify what they are doing now. If you look at the situation on the ground in Gaza Strip, you can see, Hamas is still there after 5 days of bombardment, which actually targeting civilian institutions like the ministries, like even the police. Still, Hamas is launching rockets against the Israelis, and it seems, these kind of rockets is targeting or inflicting some damages on the Israelis. So the whole aim of this campaign against Gaza Strip failed until now to achieve what they intended to achieve. I mean, to stop Hamas from launching rockets.
Okay, well, there's plenty more to discuss. We're just going to take, forgive me for interrupting, we have plenty more to discuss. We're just going to take a very short pause there, a very short break. And when we come back, we'll look at the wider picture on the international level. Stay with us for that.